and welcome to my channel, Changing Phases Tarot. I'm so happy to have you here with me today. Now, today's reading is a monthly reading for October 2025 for the Earth sign Capricorn. Capricorn, I hope that you are doing well. For the reading today, we are using the Crystal Visions Tarot deck. If I need to clarify, I'll pull clarifiers from the Zillich Tarot. And stay here till the very end, and you will get one additional oracle card from the Goddesses deck. It's the Goddesses Knowledge cards. So those is actually a different deck. I haven't used that before, at least not on here, not on YouTube. Just a reminder, these messages may or may not resonate, right? So please do take the messages that fit, disregard the rest. If you would like a more frequent kind of readings, you can head over to TikTok. You'll find me there at Changing Phases Tarot. I do post more frequently, and they're just different, obviously shorter videos over there. Okay, and if you do enjoy the reading today, please do give it a thumbs up. You might consider subscribing to the channel. I would really appreciate that, and I do appreciate each and every one of you, and hope that you do manage to get something that you are able to use in your life, of assistance, of help at this time through these readings. Okay, so let's get going. You begin with, wow, what a great way to start, the Fool. So center of your spread for the month, you have Major Arcana. This is the zero of the Major Arcana, so new cycles. It's the first of the Major Arcanas. And, it represents a brand new cycle starting up for you. And it's a cycle that, you are heading off. You're sort of trusting in the universe, trusting that the universe has your back, right? You can see she's ready to step off out into the unknown. So it's leaving behind, leaving behind all that heavy baggage, heading off in a brand new direction. So a very exciting new start for you is at the center of your spread. What could help or hinder? We have the Two of Wands. Two of Wands can be choosing between two paths, right? It's oftentimes referred to as like the crossroads card, but it does represent you having the power. So you being in sort of the position to choose, to look down each path on this crossroads, and you are going to be able to pick, which path is it that I want for me at this point in my life. It's not necessarily that there is one that's right, one that's wrong. It's just, you are going to be able to choosing between two jobs, moving, staying in one place, moving to a new place. Interesting, in this deck it's depicted with, I'm not sure if you can see it, but there is the dragon's holding the world, holding a globe in his tail there. So there could, for some of you, this choice could have to do with moving home, like moving to a completely new location, could be in a completely different country. In the deep past, foundation of your reading is the Five of Wands. Sometimes the Five of Wands shows up when you are going up against other people. So you're putting your resume out there, trying to get a new job. This is your competition here. But you can see that, even though it might be a little challenging, daunting, right? They are just challenging each other for, as it is a Suit of Wands, the new job, the new opportunity, right? You can see even the lions, they might look scary, but they're just baring their teeth. It's trying to gain that upper hand, So somebody trying to come out on top could be you in this process of trying to get a new job, right? This is you and the competition showing up. In the recent past, it looks like you've been focusing on your finances. You've been doing the right thing. You might have been, budgeting more, putting a budget into place, but you have managed to create the type of life that you have always envisioned for yourself. So this is sometimes referred to as like the Bachelor or the Bachelorette card, like the self-sufficient, self-reliant Bachelor or Bachelorette. You can see there are all the pentacles surrounding her on the card. So it's, it is, you've worked long and hard to get to this point, but there's financial stability as you come into this month. Crowning your reading, so interesting because you have at the center of the spread the zero, so the first of the Major Arcana, and you have the message from your higher self. What's crowning the reading is the last of the Major Arcanas, right? This is the World card. It represents and another reference to the world. So there could, for some of you, there could be some type of international component here. And this is also associated with the with your sign Capricorn. So it's you showing up very strongly here in your spread. But the world represents the ending, and it's a significant ending, right? A long chapter, a long cycle in your life coming to an end, and a brand new one, just about starting up, or, it's very near. Let's put it that way. Whatever this new beginning is. Yeah, but before we can get to this new beginning, sometimes we need to go through a tower moment. And the tower, even though it looks quite scary, this is Major Arcana number 16, the tower really represents, a very unexpected event. So this could, obviously it can play out in many different ways depending on what's going on in your particular situation. But it doesn't necessarily have to be negative, right? The tower just comes in to shake the foundations of, in this case, this tower, which, wasn't very strong to begin with, probably, in order to allow for something new to be built in its place. So, I often give the example of maybe you've been in your current job for quite a while, and maybe you've tried to leave, wanted to leave, thought about leaving for whatever reason, but you haven't done it because it has been the only kind of, guaranteed money, income source that you've had. But then out of nowhere, you get the notification that your department is being, they're downsizing, you're going to be let go, you could be put up for redundancy. So you're kind of forced into looking for a new job, right? It's not necessarily bad. You've wanted to leave the company, but it's this tower moment. So something quite unexpected does sit in the near future. So this could be coming in over the next couple of weeks. So the first week or so of the month of October, something very unexpected could be coming in. Yeah, and it's fast-paced. You show up as the Chariot. This is a card of victory. It's number 7 of the Major Arcana, and it represents, a victory that has been hard fought for, hard won. It's been difficult for you to win this victory, but it's a victory nonetheless. The Chariot also represents movement. Can be, again, moving across land. Could be buying a car, selling a car, but something to do with, a victory surrounding movement. So there's movement showing up in, a number of different places in the spread. Wow. Yeah. Can we have any more cards that have to do with change this month for you, Capricorn? We have in your surroundings, right? In your environment, we have the Wheel of Fortune, Major Arcana number 10. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Major Arcana so far. So, that just lets us know that this could be a very significant month for you. The month of October could bring in great change. And if you have felt that you've been on the downswing of the wheel for some time, this could now be the Wheel of Fortune, turning in your favor. So things finally starting to go in your favor, starting to go your way. You've put in the hard work and effort. Going back to this 9 of Pentacles, it hasn't been easy. It hasn't probably taken, or it has probably taken quite a long time, but you've made it, right? And so the Wheel of Fortune is turning. And with the Wheel of Fortune, it's also about, kind of like what I was saying with the Tower card, but it's about how you approach a situation. The Wheel of Fortune asks us to kind of stay in the middle part of the wheel, because the wheel is constantly turning. And it's about, having that balance, and us kind of not allowing ourselves to get too down when the wheel is on the downswing, and and understanding that it's all part of this cycle, right? So but change anyway, and it is a 10. 10s in the tarot represent ending, so a cycle coming to an end. So you have a couple of different cards so far in the spread that do represent that, right? There's movement. Yeah, you're hoping for this movement with the 8 of Cups. It's one of the 2 cards, so again, a card of movement, but one of the 2 minor arcanas that do represent moving. So moving on, and this can be physically moving, so moving to a new location, even though she is unsure about what lies ahead, right? She can't see what lies over the hills or this mound that's in front of her, right? But she's turned her back on all of these cups. So at one point, each of these cups represented something that she wanted, that brought joy into her life. But she knows that they just don't, they don't bring her the same happiness. And so it's time. Even though she might not know what lies ahead, she knows she cannot stay put. So, this movement in your hopes. That's what you're hoping for. Yeah, and there's celebration. So whatever this movement is, and these changes and this new cycle, there's going to be a celebration. So by the end of the month, you could be celebrating. This could be the new job offer coming in. This could be celebrating a promotion. Could be celebrating news of an engagement. Could be celebrating news of a pregnancy, birth of a child, right? It could just be as simple as getting together with friends and going out, meeting up for coffee, celebrating. It's about that, spending time with your friends, enjoying their company, but it can also represent a more significant celebration. And it does look like it has to do with a new job. Bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Pentacles. So this is the new job offer coming in for you. Aces in the tarot, they are yes cards, right? So if you have been waiting for a yes or no answer, this is the yes that you've been waiting for. Aces are sort of blessings from the universe, right? This is the green light telling you, yes, everything is ready to go. This is the new job. And it's the kind of that dream job, the one that you have been waiting for. It's going to bring you, it is just the beginning as an ace, but it's very strong energy with it being earth energy. So it has tremendous growth potential, and it could be, again, going back to the ending of the cycles, this brand new cycle. It could be the type of job that you stay in, depending on your age, for quite a long time. Like if you're more like middle-aged, you might stay there now until you retire. If you're younger, you might stay there, for a good amount of like 10 years or more. So it's definitely longevity surrounding it. So this looks like a very exciting month, one that's going to, bring in quite a few changes, quite unexpected changes, but by the end of it, you're celebrating and you're victorious. I don't feel that I need to clarify anything for you here. We're going to go ahead and pull one of these goddesses cards. So it's goddess knowledge. I'll shuffle and get the card, and then there's quite a lengthy description on the back of it. So I'll show you the card. We'll go through the description and we'll see how it ties in with the rest of your spread. So one additional message for the sign of Capricorn. What else does Capricorn need to hear for the month of October? One additional message. One goddess card. What else does Capricorn need to know for October? Okay, we'll do one more shuffle. And divide the deck. Okay, and we have, this is Psyche. Interesting. Let me put this up so you can see the card. Okay, so Psyche, the story of Psyche, tells of a mortal woman taken to a mysterious castle to be married to a fierce dragon. Her husband comes to her in the middle of the night and she falls in love with him. Told that she must never look upon his face, she disobeys this injunction and finds that her husband is really Eros, the god of love. When he awakes, he flies away, leaving her forever. Psyche roams far and wide trying to find Eros. She goes to his mother, Aphrodite, who gives her 4 tasks to complete, each seemingly impossible. The final task requires her to descend into Hades and retrieve a box of beauty. Through the process of meeting the challenges of her tasks and integrating her experiences, Psyche grows from an innocent young girl into a mature goddess. Psyche is a rich reminder of our imperative to grow. She reminds us that the process of life takes us into dark places as well as into light, just as the butterfly emerges from the dark chrysalis into the light. And this is beautiful because I think that this ties in so well with, this sort of light and dark, and like the dark night of the soul and the darkness before the light, with this tower showing up, right? So you have Capricorn. I mean, as an earth sign, you are, you're one of those signs. You're so hardworking. You don't give up, right? You always kind of meet your objectives or whatever it is. And it looks like this has been a long time coming, but it is coming in for you this month, right? And there's, you know, I feel that it's something that you have been asking for. You've been hoping for whatever this new job you're choosing here. And I feel that, you know, if it is between choosing, should I stay put? Should I go in this new direction? Should I stay where I am? Should I go to this new country? I feel that you are going to choose to go in the new direction, right? That you're being guided. There's so many cards here that talk about movement and, you know, the need to go in this new direction, and the international component as well. So definitely, it looks like a very, very good month, Capricorn. So I do hope that the messages have helped. I thank you for joining me today. I look forward to reading for you again. And just know that I'm sending you much peace, love, and light for a wonderful month of October. Bye for now.